We are from the Isle of Man Green Party.
Hello, my name is Cussons. I'm a candidate in Glenfaber and Peel in the 2021 election.
My name is Andrew Langan-Newton. I'm a candidate in Rushen in the 2021 election.
Question 1 broadly deals with recruitment. The current government policy of increasing the active working population is unfortunately not succeeding. There are a number of reasons for this. House prices, the cost economy and our transport links. If we improve those, we'll find it easier for businesses to meet their needs of people they require on the island.
As well as the environment, we're keen to look at our formal education and to enable students leaving the schools to work with business and go into businesses as suitable candidates. And that's really freeing up our education system so we can enable skills like emotional intelligence and communication skills and IT skills and fundamental knowledge around well-being and the wider environment and being citizens to be taught and to be delivered through our formal education system.
Question number 2 broadly deals with regulation. From a Green Party perspective, obviously we understand that businesses would like to have less regulation. We see the primary function of government is to create a level playing field. So we would certainly be talking to business and involved in making sure that people feel that they can compete in the market and that they're not disadvantaged either being on the island or through any other things that might arise.
And we understand that regulation needs to be legitimate as well as proportionate, and that involves input from wider society, including the business sector and civil society. And the Green Party has principles about accountability and transparency in our governance system and also participatory democracy. And we think prioritising those things in our existing political systems will enable better regulation.
Question 3 is largely encompasses what government can do. Working backwards through that and looking at innovation, we'd be certainly in favour of incubation centres, not necessarily in Douglas, to encourage people the ability to start small businesses in an environment that's safe with others that are experiencing the same journey. We'd also think that green transformation will be one of the key things that's going to be economy that's going to be coming in the coming years as we move, as a whole society changes to a different way.
As we've already said, highlighting and advancing the concepts of accountable and transparent governance as well as participatory democracy enables a much better rounded system with understanding needs of the business and civil society community. As well as that, we think as a political party we have a long-term strategy for the future of the Isle of Man, a sustainable island, and being a political party enables continuity and consistency in those principles and policies.
Question 4, businesses were asked how positive they were about another pandemic or another lockdown. 56 responded that they felt that they would be able to deal with the situation, so it leaves a noticeable percentage that would find it quite difficult in how they would deal with that. It's unknown what the future will bring and how we can prepare and get ourselves ready for that.
However, what we would say is that we would want responsive governance and data-led policy, and those are two concepts that are important for the Green Party. And as we've already mentioned, having transparent and accountable governance enables businesses to understand what the changes are that are going to take place and the support that's going to be put in place.
Question 5 dealt with Brexit and what opportunities there existed for us to take advantage of. Travelling and speaking in the constituency and to businesses is an issue that's not really been that's come up. Currently, I'm not aware of any particular advantages we've gained through the situation, so that would I think that's the basis of that situation.
Yeah. And as we've already mentioned, as a political party, we're looking at the long term, having a long-term strategy and continuity and consistency in that approach, and also enhancing the principles in our political systems of accountability and transparency, so civil society and business understand the decision making that's going on, and through the concept of participatory democracy take an active role in that decision making.
So question number 6 dealt with the economic opportunities for businesses to take advantage of in relation to their carbon footprint. When I talk to businesses, I mean, there's the one clear category that, of course, looking at solars, looking at green energy, is going to reduce your business costs. You buy that now, you have a fixed price guaranteed for the future. It is critical for a lot of our businesses to be able to control that cost to ensure the jobs and the future in industries in Glenfaber and Peel.
As well as the economic benefits of solar power and the renewable energy and the transition today, there is the part that business play in enabling the whole community to transition, and we would really like to highlight that to business and communicate with them and work with them, because the business community is going to be the solution in selling these products like heat pumps, like solar panels, to enable communities to transport in the green transformation.
It has been well documented. Question 7 deals with the businesses and the Biosphere Pledge. That's largely seen as being unsuccessful by businesses in actually creating sustainable long-term change. However, if you look at it from a perspective of big businesses, many businesses will only operate, have achieved carbon neutrality, or well on the way to doing that, and they've required the assistance of certainly green electricity to achieve that. So these are quite positive steps.
And 2 points additionally to that are understanding and then working with business to understand the opportunities of the green transformation and the future of renewable energy and sustainable practices, but also the costs of inaction. And that's not just the costs of climate change and how that's going to impact the Isle of Man and business links and supply links, but it's also about the costs of your competitors transitioning and the perception of that and you being left behind. So there's economic opportunities, but there's also costs of inaction. And the second point is working with businesses to understand they are fundamental to the solution about the future that we want to bring about, a sustainable future where we're not subject to catastrophic climate change. And businesses will play a fundamental part in that, leading the way in supplying these products to enable our community to be part of the green transformation.
Question 8 dealt with the diversification of the economy. I'm so glad that this question was asked, because there are many businesses that see possibilities, but one of the primary critical things that comes up time and time again is not so much the transport links to the island, but it's taking our products off the island, creating an export industry. So we have many cottage industries that create products, but the cost of actually exporting them is prohibitive. Currently, as the government is now the owner of the steam packet, and the boat travels to the destinations like Liverpool or Haitian, there's the possibility now to provide low-cost transport to increase our export market into Ireland and the UK.
As well as that, and the opportunity for diversifying our economy, we look at the circular economy, and that's really looking at what we can produce more of in the Isle of Man and what we can reuse in the Isle of Man. And so rather than that's creating more efficient businesses, and that's looking at practices such as waste reuse in the Isle of Man and reusing electronics in the Isle of Man. And so the circular economy is going to create a big opportunity to create micro-industry for the Isle of Man, and that's going to enable us to be more resilient, not having to depend on supply chains on and off the island. Now, the second point is about education and how we can reskill or upskill, not just in a formal education, but in lifelong learning to enable people to have the knowledge and the opportunities to take risks for new business areas that are developed. And we're also concerned about creating a social safety net where people feel comfortable to take new challenges and go and learn new skills and go and try new business opportunities.
Thank you.